Welcome to PA 619, Managing Diversity in Organizations. I'm Jonathan Anderson, Chair of the Public Administration Department, and I'm your instructor for this class. And I'm delighted you've chose to enroll. This issue of managing diversity is one of the most critical issues of our time. We can hardly look at the news without hearing something about some diversity-related issue. There's court cases and protests and demonstrations and, unfortunately, far too often, tragic incidents. Some of you have taken classes on diversity or done trainings, and that's great. You'll be able to contribute your knowledge to our discussions. While we're going to explore diversity issues in our world in general, this is a management class. So we're going to be thinking about them in terms of how they impact organizations. We won't be judging people's motives or goals except as it impacts managing an organization. An organizational leader needs to understand the environment and how the organization interacts with the wider world. Only by understanding these impacts from both inside and outside the organization can we manage our workplace effectively. Our goal is to create a productive, healthy, ethical, and motivated workplace with employees who work together to achieve organizational goals. This class is about facing the realities of diversity in our world and considering how a manager can ethically achieve organizational goals. This is not about political ideology. It's about the reality of our world and how we can effectively manage that reality. In the class, you are going to share your experiences and yourselves as we explore these concepts together. We want to be sensitive to each other's feelings, but we also want to be intellectually honest and constructively critical because that's what managers do. After we consider the issues of diversity, how they affect the workplace, you will develop a management plan to address those issues. That, after all, is the role of leadership in an organization. We want this to be real. And so for this class, you're going to need to work with a real organization that you can use as the framework for many of your assignments. Ideally, this is an organization that you currently work with, but it can also be a former employer or even the university. Your final assignment will be to develop a diversity management plan for that organization. So you've got to have one to work with. Now, this class is a lot of work, I know that, but you will benefit from it in direct proportion to the time you put in. You have to engage with this material and work with it. Think about it. I've got lots of readings and some short assignments that will build up to your final paper. You may think this is overwhelming, but I want to put a limit on that. I want to say, think about you will spend 10 to 12 hours a week. That's required for any class. If you skimp on this, you're not going to learn as much and the experience won't be as satisfying. So here's how I want you to get to start the class. First, go through that Getting Started section on Blackboard on the left-hand side. And if you've not used Blackboard before, you may want to spend some time thinking about that on that section. But then work through the My Course links, which talk about the requirements for the course. And if you have any questions about course organization or requirements, post them to the forum in discussion board on class organization. And so you post them up here, I'll answer things, and everyone will see the answers. After you review the class requirements, go to Module 1 and listen to the video lecture, and then do the readings and participate in the discussions. For Module 1, which is actually 10 days, you're going to construct an introduction to you and your identity for posting on discussion board and for everybody to see it, so everyone can learn a little bit about you. And this is going to be then The general pattern for each week: you watch the video lecture, you do the readings, you participate in discussion forums, and do whatever assignments we have. During the first week, with the introductions, it's going to be everyone sees everything. It's going to be a group discussion. But after that, I will break you up into small groups, and I'm actually going to rearrange those groups each week so you interact with different people each week in the class. Now, when you watch the video lecture, please take notes. I post the PowerPoints on the website so you can download them into a note-taking format, 3 slides and places to write. But the main thing is to remember, these videos take concentration. It's harder than a face-to-face class to maintain your attention, even right now. You need to work hard to maintain focus, and note-taking helps. Pause the video when you need to refocus. Note the points. Rewind if you need to, but make sure you're focused. Always check the announcements for this class, and since that's where I post things where I want to keep in touch with you, any updates or changes. And if you have any problems or questions, issues, let me know. Email me and I'll set up a time to talk. We can have a face-to-face meeting or a telephone appointment. So I look forward to working with you and hearing about your experiences and thinking about this complex topic of diversity management. Thanks for signing up for the class.